So I told you guys, it was a landslide. So here's your Instant Pot Bistek recipe. Beefsteak was shortened into bistek, which is a dish with thinly sliced beef that's been marinated in delicious Filipino flavors with a ton of onions piled on top. And we're gonna make it in the Instant Pot because why not? Of course, you can always use a normal pot. It'll just take like an additional 40 minutes of simmering on low heat, whereas the Instant Pot takes at least half of that time or less. Oh, and check the description for any goodies like mini cookbooks or joining the community. Okay, let's get started. I'm using 1 pound of boneless ribeye steak and slicing it into thin enough pieces. I've had bistek before with slices thinner than this and using a different cut of beef, so feel free to substitute. Next, we're going to marinate this for at least 30 minutes, or even better if you marinate it overnight. It's not absolutely necessary, but you get a lot more flavor in the meat with a longer marinade time. For a marinade, you're going to pour in 1/4 cup of soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of calamansi juice. Of course, you can use lemon or vinegar if you don't have calamansi juice or fruit, but I was lucky enough to get calamansi from my mom, so I'm going to use it. Then add freshly cracked black pepper, around a teaspoon. Massage all of that into the meat and then set it aside to let it marinate. While you let that sit, take 2 large onions and then slice them into thick rings. Man, I love the onion rings in bistek. Also, before anyone goes crazy on me, it's safe to reuse the same knife and chopping board that I used to slice the meat, since the onions will be fully cooked in the pot anyway, and I'm washing the dishes. Okay, so let's fast forward. The meat has marinated for at least 30 minutes, and we're gonna grab our Instant Pot and set it to saute mode on normal. Pour in about 2 tablespoons of oil and saute the onions until they're slightly translucent. Then you're gonna take half the onions and we're gonna put this on top after we cook the bistek because we want some onions with a little bit of crunch left in them. The rest of these guys will pressure cook. Add 4 cloves of minced garlic. If you want, you can fry the beef at this stage to get a little bit fancy, but I didn't feel like it, so just dump the whole bowl of meat and marinade into the Instant Pot. Add a pinch of salt to taste, stir it all up, and then put the Instant Pot lid on. Time to pressure cook. Make sure that the vent is pointed towards ceiling. Press cancel to turn off the saute mode, and then press pressure cook, keep it on normal, and then make sure your pressure level is on high pressure. Then set the time for 7 minutes. It'll preheat and then it'll pressure cook for the 7 minutes and then beep once it's done. After the 7 minutes is up, use oven mitts or a long spatula to release the pressure from the vent. Oh my God, this part made me jump. Keep all your body parts away from the steam. It will severely burn you. So anyway, after all the pressure has been released, you can open the lid safely. Add the onions that we set aside earlier on top and then stir for a minute to reheat the onions a bit. Press cancel and then saute mode again to let it simmer while you taste the sauce. I like to add a teaspoon or so of sugar to elevate the flavor a little bit, or maybe you'd want to add more salt. Totally up to you. And you're done. Turn off the Instant Pot and serve. And of course, bistek is incredible with rice. And if you're cutting back on the rice, just try a teensy bit. It just goes so well with the bistek. So if you guys weren't watching, I would probably add a whole nother onion in there because the onions get so yummy soaking up that bistek marinade. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. And if you have any other recipe ideas that you want me to do in the Instant Pot, let me know in the comments below. Someone said I should do a menudo one, and I should probably get on that. But as always, thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!